Welcome to Exploring History. Today I bring you a story that will leave you chilled to the bone. Did you know that in the Great Lakes region in the northern United States, there exists a dark legend? Today I'll tell you the terrifying story of the Wendigo. Get ready for a spine-tingling journey. The legend of the Wendigo is one of the most disturbing tales from the indigenous cultures of North America. This mythical being, known for its insatiable hunger and monstrous nature, has captured the imagination and fear of many generations. But what exactly is the Wendigo? What is the story behind this terrifying creature? Join me as we explore the mysterious forests and icy winters that gave rise to this myth. The legend of the Wendigo comes from the Algonquian tribes and other peoples who inhabited the Great Lakes region, both in Canada and the United States. For these cultures, the Wendigo was not just a story to scare children. It was a real warning about the dangers of winter and despair. The Wendigo is described as an extremely thin creature with grayish skin and sunken eyes and an appetite that can never be satisfied. Imagine a being that, no matter how much it eats, always feels an insatiable emptiness inside. That is the Wendigo. According to the legend, this malevolent spirit especially manifested during long and cruel winters. In those times, when hunger and desperation struck communities, some people were forced to commit unthinkable acts to survive. The Wendigo was seen as the personification of winter, cold, and famine, and it was said to appear as a punishment for those who ventured into the paths of cannibalism and greed. Accounts of encounters with the Wendigo vary, but they share certain common and terrifying elements. Many stories speak of hunters or travelers lost in the forest during a snowstorm who heard a creepy whisper calling them by name. Those unfortunate enough to follow that call were found later, transformed into shadows of themselves, with madness reflected in their eyes and a voracious hunger that could only be sated with human flesh. The transformation into a Wendigo was not just physical, but also spiritual. The possessed lost all humanity and were consumed by an endless desire for flesh, no matter how much they consumed. This eternal torment was part of the Wendigo's curse, making it a warning for those who succumbed to despair and moral corruption. In addition to oral narratives, the figure of the Wendigo has found its way into literature and popular culture. Authors like Algernon Blackwood and Stephen King have used this myth to explore the darkest corners of human nature and psychological terror. In his story, The Wendigo, Blackwood transports us to the deep forests and shows us the terror of facing such an ancient and evil creature. Stephen King, for his part, has incorporated elements of the Wendigo into several of his works, showing how this myth can adapt to different contexts and remain relevant. The Wendigo has also appeared in movies, TV shows, and video games, keeping the legend alive and ensuring that the creature remains a feared and fascinating presence in contemporary imagination. The Wendigo is more than just a horror story. It reflects human struggles with nature, morality, and survival. It embodies the primal fear of losing our humanity and being consumed by our worst instincts. The legend of the Wendigo reminds us that, even in the darkest times, we must stay true to our principles and resist the temptations that threaten to strip us of our human essence. So, the next time you hear a whisper on a cold, dark night, remember the legend of the Wendigo. What would you do if you heard the Wendigo's call? Thank you for joining me in this chilling story. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and activate the bell for more fascinating stories. See you in the next video.